Hi everybody, welcome to Gunpla TV.
Hey guys.
Brought to you by HobbyLink Japan. This is episode 188.
188. You know, 88. It has a special feeling for me.
HG88? No, that's not it. 1988? No.
1988.
I think.
I don't know, what was cool in the 80s?
Nothing was cool in the 80s.
No,
no,
except
everything was
Star Wars.
cool in the 80s. Everything was cool in the 80s. That's where I grew up, so
I
came
remember
into
that.
my own in that time.
The
All right.
80s made Cinnamon.
That's right. That's probably not a good thing. Okay, so this episode we're looking kind of lean. If you look at our little table here, we got the Miss Fumina.
The very
here.
popular Miss Fumina.
She is at attention here, ready to show herself off. And other than that, we're going to keep it really short this week because, as we mentioned before, Gunpla Expo is next week.
Be
I've got to
excited.
make sure I've got everything ready, charge all the batteries, get all the camera equipment packed. So that's what I'll be doing after we finish this video.
Sweet.
So Miss Fumina is going to come on the show just a little bit later. But for now, let's look at two kits that came in from Iron Blooded Orphans that came in today. We've got the Hyakuri.
Oh, that's cool. I like that
Hyakuri.
face.
Yeah. This is one of the mechs that kind of doesn't look bare bones. Like when you look at the Barbatos and maybe even the Greys, they kind of look like bare bone type of mobile. So this one looks a little more elaborate, a little more complicated. So
It's very mech.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
we'll get this
that
guy built.
backpack.
We'll put him on the
Wow.
show. Should we open it up?
Yeah, do it,
let's
do it.
open it up. Now, when I open up the box, the first thing I notice is the color. It's kind of bland. It's kind of, you know, I guess Iron Blooded Orphan, the colors in that anime are kind of subdued, and that's what you're getting.
It's all desert, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a desert. And you can see it's got this sizable piece, which is obviously going to be, you know, the backpack portion of it. And then you only have your polycap runner here. It's not too many polycaps in that sense, but I imagine you don't need it for this guy. But you do get quite a bit of frame parts on there, which is good. And then the stickers and a couple extra runners as well. And this is cool, you do get a stand. So you'll be able to pose this guy flying just above the surface of that desert planet. All right, there you go. There's the Hyakuri,
Hyakuri.
the 100 villages. And yeah, don't confuse that with the word Hyakuri, which in Japanese means hiccup. I just thought it said Hyakuri.
I'll try to remember that.
I
so.
know you should. All right. Oh, now your daughter probably doesn't get the hiccups. We have also got the Hyakuren. And this guy's kind of similar to the Greys, but it's got some differences here. You can tell by the artwork. Let me open up this box too. With the Hyakuren, it looks kind of like a Greys to me, although it's beefed up. You can see it's got these really large parts here. I'm thinking these are for the shoulder area, but I won't know until I get assembling, because it also has really large, I guess what you'd say, thighs, upper legs. And here we have more like large pieces. Where the Barbatos was thin and the Greys is kind of angular, it seems this is fatter and wider. And after that armor, you do get this frame part here, and you can see he's got a bladed weapon here. This is for his backpack, which is kind of small for the big size he is. And there's his weapon. And then the same polycap runner that we saw with Hyakuri, and a couple of different colored armor parts in there. You know, it's hard to kind of give you an idea of what it is until we build it, so you'll have to wait. So, there you go, the two newest IBO kits. All right, so there you go, the two newest IBO kits.
I like this artwork, actually.
Yeah, I'm
It's
enjoying
cool.
it. Everybody's really liking the anime. We'll talk about that more later because we got some comments about that.
Oh, okay.
So for now, this is going to be the Fumina episode.
The Fumina show.
That's right, the super episode for Super Fumina. So I'm going to grab her, I'm going to bring her on, and we'll talk all about her. All right, I have my Fumina here, Super Fumina. She's a little shaky, so I kind of have to help her stand up until she's stable. If I do put the stuff on her backpack, which I'll show you later, she's going to be falling over. So we'll get to that point when we come to it. But I want to say, first of all, she's really articulate in this shoulder area here. So I got her doing the salute and whatever else, and she can put her hands on her hips if she wants to. And what actually surprised me about the construction of this Fumina kit when I actually opened up the box and got down to it is this polycap runner that comes in the box, which they call PCF6. This is the same polycap runner that you will find in the Star Wars kits, like the Stormtrooper, the Darth Vader, the Scout Trooper, the Boba Fett, the Sand Trooper.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's using the same parts. Of course, they've just molded it in the white here instead of the black like the Stormtroopers and the gray like the Boba Fett. And you don't use all the pieces, but you use enough of them that you can get her joints all made and everything.
So
here.
she's part Star Wars.
She's a part Stormtrooper.
Her value just increased
Ryan's now
exponentially.
interested.
Yeah, I'm like, well, I gotta give me that.
That's right. Things worth noting. First of all, this piece here on top of her head and this piece here, which is kind of most of her skirt, is actually that really flexible plastic. It will bend. Okay. For her face, you're given different face parts. Let's see if I got it in here. They give you 2 face parts. I don't quite know why. Can you get in on that one? Basically, you are given a bunch of stickers. Let me grab those here too. Should have got it out before, but here's a sticker sheet that comes with the Fumina. I'll talk about these pink ones in a second. But you can see they give you these ones to swap for the eyes, although they're not much difference, or the eyebrows, right? And these eye stickers are all the same. They're all labeled the same. So I guess if you start to lose them or pull them off or whatever, you can put more back on there. Now, this eyepiece, you can take the head apart, by halves and then drop it in there. And if you can focus on the head here, I want to point out that the eyebrows, they're not stickers. Where you thought you might see stickers, the eyebrows are actually a brown piece that actually fits into the front part of the head from behind, which is pretty cool. So you don't have to worry about trying to draw on the eyebrows or trying to place a sticker in the right position for your eyebrows. And speaking of like drawing on, you can see here are the stickers for the eyelashes. Sorry, the eyelashes. And you put these on around the eyes and they kind of wrap around the head. And then when you put the hair on, it will cover up these sides. But what I found was that the color of this sticker and the color of her head are different. And even though for the most part you can't see it, from certain angles you'll notice that sticker, of course, because of course it sticks on top of the plastic. So what I did is I took my Gundam marker and I drew on the eyelashes. Because it's actually part of the mold, it's molded on there. So if you want to take your marker and actually just touch it across there, you will be able to draw the eyelashes yourself and not have to rely on the stickers. Now the pink stickers, these are for, well, here, let me show you.
Upskirt.
Oh my goodness, everybody! We are now 18 plus on YouTube.
So she has underwear.
She has what are called spats in Japan, which is like...
Do not talk to me of spats.
Spats! They're called spats, which is kind of like long, tight, long underwear, or men would wear.
Yeah, but they don't go all the way up.
No,
it's like a thigh gap.
Exactly. Men would have like long johns, right? But these ones kind of stop here. They're skin tight. They're meant to be worn underneath skirts and stuff like that to keep you warm. And of course, a lot of parents will make their Japanese schoolgirls put on their spats before putting on their schoolgirl skirt because kids running around the park might flash some underwear by accident and stuff like that. So she has spats now. They come all in white, and you are supposed to put the sticker on. And I'm actually going to disassemble her for a second here. And I found that the sticker on the inside, it's meant to wrap around the contours of her thigh. It's fine, but the sticker on the outside, it has all these edges. Like that's this sticker here, and you can see it's got like cuts in here, so it's meant to meet as it folds around. And I thought, it fits perfectly, of course, but it was kind of rough. So just to kind of show everybody the comparison, I left this one off so you can see kind of where you're supposed to go. It gives you this kind of seam line. It's not a seam line, but it looks like one. This guide of where the thing is supposed to line up. So if you follow that, you'll be able to put it on.
Sid and I live in Japan because we're talking about a mecha doll's underwear.
And I'm also talking about it in detail. It's kind of scaring me here, but I gotta stop. Here, I'll put her skirt back on.
Yeah, put it back on.
No longer 18 plus.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get.
We don't want to get our viewers excited.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean.
Or not be able to display our video unless they log in or something. So here is her backpack, and you can see that you can put a bunch of stuff on there. Well, the stuff that you make for that actually came on this runner, which was the powered armed Powada, which was, I think, accessory option kit, but also part of the GM cardigan, which I mentioned before. And you can see you don't use all these parts, right? So I'm going to put this here, and I'll show you what I did use. So you're making the weapons for her back. They will plug in, and they have those same cool arms that the cardigan has. I really like them. I thought they worked really well. So you can just spin them all over the place however you want, and you will make use of those arms. And then you have these two shields, so we put one on this one side. And they also come with this effect part, which actually plugs in from the bottom, and it's more or less stable. So let me just drop that on here. I think that's good enough. And I'll put the other effect part on here.
So if the date is going badly, she'll just blow you up.
Yeah, don't mess with Fumina. She's
Like, you don't want to pay for my dinner?
That's
You'd be dead.
You're a robot. You don't need dinner. Okay, so
Oil. Whatever she flies on.
the oil bath. Okay, now she does.
Under magic.
She does come with this extra hand with the rifle. So let me throw that on as well. There she goes. Now, once you get this kind of stuff on, what do you think her chances are of standing up? Not
Whoa,
terrible. I think if you keep the shields down, it will stand up because the center of gravity is lower. If I start raising them up, we might find that she gets tipsy. But that's not really a concern because Bandai does give you this stand. Now, this stand, they created this part. Sorry, I'm going to pull it off here. We've seen like this kind of base before, but this part here you can put on either this way or this way. And if you see the box art, they have her flying, which would mean you'd probably put her on this way. But if you want her just to kind of show off or stand up or whatever, you put her on that way. And the attachment area is just underneath the backpack, like at the bottom here. It's not going to click in strongly, but it will click in more than enough. So it's not going to fall off, and then you can get her all posed. And hold on, we'll pull these out here. You have your Super Fumina. All right, there you go. Super Fumina is super.
Indeed.
Yeah, come on, look at that. Flying around with their weapons.
I just want to know the scale.
Loaded. I don't know. Is it 1/100 scale?
It's a
no,
1 to
1/144? It's got to be 1/144. No? Yes? So, we were talking about like if she's 1/144, that means she's like 18 meters tall or something like that, which means she has 18 meter. How long would her legs be? Like 6 meters long or something like that.
Leggy.
Pretty long for Japanese women. So there you go. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going to store this because if I go put it at my desk at home, somebody will be like, "What the hell's that?" So I might put it at work here, but
Yeah.
or we'll give
Let her keep the other Gundam on your desk.
That's right. I've got lots of Star Wars kits on my desk.
Satisfied.
That's right. Okay, and I also have this extra runner that I'm not going to use. That after I've made these weapons, I no longer need this runner, so we'll.
Is that a
throw it
maid
in.
outfit?
What do you think it looks like, Ryan? Come on, what do you think it looks like? This is Japan, you know.
You mean it's like a maid cafe outfit?
Yeah, maybe.
Is this from the
Maybe
Gundam
go to
cafe?
Super Fumina Cafe. You know.
You know, I gotta go to
Build
Gundam
Fighters,
cafe
man.
now.
Yeah, we can go there again.
Sorry, actually, someone who's watched Build Fighters can probably fill us in.
Yeah.
What is her role?
Yeah, Ryan needs to know.
Yeah, I need to know, and I'm too lazy to look at Wiki. Sorry.
You're engaging the audience.
Yeah. I'm also like I don't
Providing
trust
information.
Wiki. People can say anything.
And they can like contradict each other.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna put
Sorry,
Mrs. Fumina away here, or Miss Fumina as
Miss
it is.
Fumina.
Not married yet, as far as I know. You have some comments, Ryan?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Let me pull them out.
All right.
First,
Yeah.
Cry CLL. Oh man, the Thunderbolt animation. Will we finally see updated Gelgog kits? What kits are you guys looking forward to from the Thunderbolt series?
Well, if they do the Thunderbolt animation and they kind of start again with the kits, I want to see MGs of them. Like, I don't know if I need to see a new Thunderbolt kit as opposed to making a master grade version of an already.
They've never done that though.
Not yet. Okay.
No.
We only have the HGs, right? We have the
Yeah.
Full Armor Gundam. We have the High Mobility Zaku. We have the Zaku 1, which I really like. So, if they make a master grade of that Zaku 1, that orange and yellow one, that'd be awesome. 'Cause he's
Yeah,
loaded.
I'd like to see bigger versions
Yeah.
because
Definitely.
they are very cool.
Yeah.
Jabberwack. That stormtrooper not only can he not hit things, he cannot even stand.
He's got a big head.
You know, gravity.
Yeah. It'll get to you.
But it's a common problem with androids. You got to put them on their stand. They all have big heads.
Yeah.
Also, Thunderbolt is a UC fan dream. Still, I am a bit worried about if the anime wouldn't be made too kid friendly.
Yeah, well, he has a good point. I think the Thunderbolt manga is pretty rough, I guess you could say, you know, fighting in some of the scenes. And whether you want to transfer that to like a 5 p.m. Sunday show for children.
Is it that bad?
It depends how they do it. But
Yeah.
speaking of which, like, there's some controversy right now about Iron-Blooded Orphans. Because in the last episode, which aired at like whatever 5 or 5:30 p.m. on a Sunday, and all the kids are watching, like the protagonist, I think he shoots down a bunch of unarmed people who are just standing there. So,
Really?
apparently,
I gotta watch
what is
that.
it, TV Tokyo or whatever, they start getting complaints from the audience because it was totally unexpected. So
Wow.
I don't know if like we'll see the animation studio kind of take something from that, and maybe we have to be a little careful.
You have
if
to wait
we
till
do
12 p.m.
Thunderbolt, or do we do Thunderbolt as like an OVA and only release it in the theaters? So time will tell. We'll have to see.
I don't think he's a protagonist if he's killing innocent people anymore.
Anakin was the protagonist.
So what you're saying is Gundam is heading towards Star Wars.
Dark world out there.
We'll have Jar Jar Binks running.
Speaking of which,
Next, Kaidia. What about the Japanese Star Wars trailer? Wasn't it awesome?
yeah.
Sorry, it's all caps. The awesome.
Just
can't do
after we
Awesome!
talked about the newest trailer number 3 last episode. Just like right after that, the Japanese TV spot came on.
Oh, it was
And-
a TV spot.
Yeah, and that's when I texted Ryan, new trailer on.
Yeah, so I watched it,
Yeah.
and I'm like, this seems just like the other trailer, but there seems to be more here.
Yeah,
And it had all the Japanese, cuts and stuff in it. So,
yeah.
yeah,
I found with Japanese.
I think it was a
movies-
better trailer,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. I found with the Japanese trailers, for example, like Godzilla and stuff. If you watch the Godzilla American trailer, like you don't even see Godzilla. They're like the trailer is building up to
The
something.
movie you don't see
and
Godzilla.
you go to the movie to eventually see Godzilla. If you watch the TV trailer for Godzilla in Japan, it's like the fight scenes. Like here's
Yeah,
Godzilla
so
fighting
basically,
that giant thing.
the Star Wars trailer just spoiled the whole movie.
Yeah.
Don't spoil me, Sid.
Come on, you watch the same one I did.
I watched
You
it, but
know
I
no
wasn't
more
really
than I
looking.
do.
Like I was just feeling it. I'm like, I can't look too closely,
so
or
you
else.
put away your targeting computer. And just
Exactly.
spelt it. Just spelt it.
Just like, yeah, this is Star Wars. No
No,
spoilers, please.
I just think that after watching that trailer, that Rey, whoever she actually
Star
said her name in
Wars.
it. Yeah, like Rey,
Is
the woman
Luke's-
that you think is Padme through and through. She is the main character, and Kylo Ren's coming for her. Like I think you can make no mistake about that. Yeah,
Sorry, I'm just
we're getting interrupted.
getting a conversation next to us here.
Yeah.
Wait, I had something to say.
I know.
God, I'm trying to talk here. I just found out that she had this very full-on British accent.
Yeah, she does. Total hardcore. Where did
Yeah,
that
and
come
I'm like, whoa. I thought Luke was
who?
American.
from? Who else has?
Anime was just trying to do some
Leia and Han
crazy.
are American if
Yeah.
she's a kid, but who else in the Star Wars universe has that thick British accent?
I mean, all the
Ben
bad.
Kenobi, hey,
all the-
hey.
Ooh.
Ben Kenobi somehow.
Yeah, like his love child out in the desert.
Yeah, no, yeah, like
I mean, those Jedi, they just keep going.
guys got to do
I mean,
something while I was in Tatooine for like 30 years
Yeah.
watching Luke. Like,
Sand people, man.
No, it's
Sand
like-
people. When you take that gear off,
he's like moisture farmers. They need something to do too. You know?
he just goes to the local bar. Want me to buy you a drink? Yeah, that actually makes sense. But only the bad guys had British accents. So,
Yeah.
I know. Anyway,
Okay.
yeah, it was cool. It was really
It was
cool.
a good trailer.
Slater for you. Hey, Sid and Ryan. You've seen the fan theory that Luke is the bad guy in the new Star Wars, which I think wasn't a very well thought out theory. But have you seen the super detailed theory by Jar Jar Binks isn't the bumbling idiot we all thought he was, and that he was actually a powerful Force user and possibly the true Lord of the Sith?
Yeah, there was a Reddit post about somebody
That is awesome.
theorizing that Jar Jar Binks is like a Sith Lord.
So he was controlling the Emperor the whole time.
Well,
we
you
just
know,
didn't know.
I've been doing some thinking about it. I didn't read the article as much as read the title and went, and thought about it. Like, when you think about it, he's from Naboo, and Chancellor Palpatine is also from Naboo.
God.
So maybe Jar Jar kind of worked things.
He was
so
the
that
master, and
Palpatine
Palpatine was
ends up going to the Senate and becoming the Emperor. And then, of course, Jar Jar is somehow right there when the Jedi are fleeing the Episode 1. Qui-Gon's
Look,
running around.
no one is that good an actor, okay? Sorry.
What are you talking about?
You're trying to make me like Jar Jar now, like he's the mastermind.
He's
So now when I
he's
watch-
the key to the entire
So
Star
when
Wars
I,
universe.
when I watch the first episode, I'll be looking for the scene where he like winks at the camera, like
That's
yeah, I'm
right.
actually the bad guy,
That's
guys.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if he was, yeah, that's the thing. Like, You think, oh, if he was a Sith Lord, then maybe Yoda might have picked up on it while he's standing in the same room with him during Qui-Gon's funeral and all that stuff. But he didn't pick him up with Palpatine, so...
Well,
Cloud in the dark
Qui-Gon
side
was
is-
just thinking this guy's a bloody idiot. I couldn't see past that.
That's how you trick people, man. That's how you trick people.
Next is Ted's. Nice show as usual. Hoping to see new kits on your Gunpla Expo coverage.
That's right, Gunpla Expo next week, and there's definitely going to be some new kits. Last week I mentioned that there's going to be those 2 surprise kits. That's why they're on our site as temporary name A and temporary name B or whatever like that. I have seen some Bandai promotional material that leads me to believe that they are Iron-Blooded Orphans kits, but I don't know
MG?
yet which ones.
Okay.
So no, it's HG. So definitely when we get in there, there'll be an Iron-Blooded Orphans
there'll
section.
be MG, RG
Yeah,
announcements.
well, everything will
yeah.
be there. Everything will be there. But
Okay.
for those mystery ones, I think I'm going to go right to the IBO section, Iron Blooded Orphans, and I'm going to like look for that one. Oh, this is this one, and then people will be able to tell what the massive secret is that Bandai's been trying to hide. So that's only a week away. By the time this video airs, it'll be less than a week.
Okay,
So,
cool. I'm excited actually.
I know. I love to get out of the office. So tell us where they can. Wait, I was going to say
Wait.
let's close off the show.
There's
then I
prizes,
thought-
no?
That's right. Holy cow, Ryan! Could you
So I
imagine
almost
if I just-
forgot about. I'm like waiting. So Sid, when are you gonna start talking about prizes?
Well, I'm in a hurry. We gotta start packing. Okay, we do have prizes. Can you imagine if I just forgot? Everybody
yeah,
would
no, I was like,
pissed.
I'm sure I saw Sid taking prizes.
That's
off
right.
the
I
shelf.
even got the comments. That's
Yeah.
right. Okay, so episode 181, we had 162 comments. And the first one we're giving away is the Grimoire. Let me grab the Grimoire. Remember, Reconquista G didn't get as much love as it might have.
I like
should
this
have,
guy.
but the Grimoire definitely does. So it went to comment number 53, and it goes to Zale. Love all the Star Wars talk, and I'm super interested to see the Thunderbolt suits animated.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you imagine the high mobility Zach could
We
fly
can talk
around?
about Star Wars till we're blue in the face.
I know, or red because we're pissed. But yeah. Next up,
We'll find out soon enough.
the F91. The F91. Another fan
The much
favorite.
loved.
Both were designed by Tomino. Isn't that what happened? Okay, now this is funny because the winner's comment is actually kind of amusing and ironic. It goes.
And in caps.
Yeah, it goes to the Irish Lizard, who's comment number 66, and he writes, "Nice episode, guys. But holy crap, I've been waiting so long for the full armor Gundam to restock. Oh, holy balls, I hope I win. Keep up the good work, guys." Well, you know what? You won, but you didn't win the Gundam you hoped to win. So, you win the F91. Please don't get angry at me when I email you. Just give me your address. I'll send it off to you.
Maybe disable your caps button. You know,
No, you've got to express yourself, and that's how you do it.
on the
With
internet. I
emoji
forgot.
and caps.
No, you can't do caps lock on your phone.
Yeah, you have to let...
Yeah. I think they did that on purpose.
Yeah, to prevent this kind of thing. Wow.
Check. Funny
You should see
story. I
some of the
remember
emails I
my dad when the first phones came out, and you know how it was kind of on caps.
Yeah.
But he always does caps to this day.
Oh, still. He's one of those internet users.
Every time I get or even just an email or a text, it's like caps. I was like, he's still shouting at me.
You should be happy because my dad doesn't even turn on his computer. Like, I don't think I've actually exchanged any. I exchanged a letter with him probably like 8 years ago.
Okay.
Of course, when I go to Canada, I see him. but
Yeah, yeah.
I Skype and FaceTime it, but he's not his computer. It's
I just get caps.
my mom's
Skype,
computer, but, yeah.
email,
So,
SMS.
yeah. We do see
Maybe
him
he's
now.
just angry with me.
Maybe nothing changes.
20 years of caps.
That's right. Okay, last
What are
one.
the prizes?
Last one. Remember we had the Ingram box, but it's not an Ingram.
Ah, yeah,
It's
very
the-
disappointing.
It's the full armor Gundam that Irish Lizard really wanted. Well, Irish Lizard didn't win, but the winner was number 109, which is Kajnri. I don't know how to read it.
Yeah.
Now, his comment was a reply to another comment. So I'm going to read that comment first so people get the context of his comment. So the comment that he ended up replying to is, "More! I love all those kits and excited for the Kshatriya RE1100, but where can I get some promo posters for the RGs because they're fabulous?" Sometimes we get them from Bandai. Now, the winning comment says, "Don't get your hopes up just yet. Bandai and other plasma companies have done this before. They show off concept art or what have you, and sometimes even get a 3D printed prototype made and then scrap the project. They'll have to balance the popularity of the Kshatriya against the price and the size. I wouldn't be surprised if it came in a PG Dendrobium Neo Xeon size box." Now, these are all legitimate comments. However, my thinking in this is the whole purpose of them making a line like the RE100 is to give them a reason to do the Kshatriya and the Nightingale. Yeah, they did the Nightingale, and you see the size of the box it came in. Well, don't be surprised if the Kshatriya comes in that size box as well. And maybe we'll see something at the Gunpla Expo, because they haven't announced the newest RE100 yet. They just announced planning, and we saw Jigen, we saw Reborns, we saw the Kshatriya, but we haven't seen what's next.
Okay.
So maybe at the Expo, we find out what's next.
The next RE.
And then boom, watch HobbyLink TV's Facebook, because that's where it's going to be immediately.
We're going to be on top of that.
Oh yeah, it's going to be like the first thing you post. One of them. Ryan's got his phone, he's taking a picture. Boop, boop. Off it goes.
Maybe
to
iPad.
Off it goes to the media center, and then boom, it gets put up on Facebook and everywhere else. All right, so now. Yeah?
No, go ahead.
Okay,
I was going to make a sarcastic remark about social media, but just continue.
Okay, everything, my life is sarcastic remark on social media. So, we're saying once again, we're saying goodbye to Recon Stingy. So I have the Elf Bullock.
The best name ever.
Yeah, Sander Bullock's Elf Bullock.
Yeah.
I really liked this kit. I thought it was very
looks
like
good.
Evangelion, and it was cool. And of course, it came with this sizable stand, so you can mount it along with all the accessories.
You know what this kind of
really
reminds me
enjoyed
of? I've been playing Black Ops 3, and you have these like mecha soldiers you can play.
Okay.
Can I say something about that game?
You can say whatever you want, because I'm down talking video games.
So I bought it in Japan from the Steam store. And I just want to complain about customer service at Activision and Steam. And maybe other people have experienced this.
Okay.
Mine is in Japanese, just the menus.
Okay.
Every other game I've ever bought in Japan, normally if it is a little English icon when you buy it, you can get English. It's not hard. But of course, for some reason, and this is a common problem amongst foreigners in Japan and in other countries as well, buying other versions of Black Ops. Where is the goddamn customer service? Honestly, like I'm so sick and tired. I've been sent to freaking forums and waiting for some person to show up and leave a comment that makes sense. All I get is like stupid bloody trolls.
Yeah, well, they do. Even Apple does that, which kind of irks me as well when I'm trying to figure out how to delete mails from my mailbox or whatever else. Yeah. It's like they figure that they'll just outsource their.
But it's not even outsourcing. Like I would accept an email from India or wherever. Like they are just crickets.
Crowdsource there.
Well, that's what they're doing. Is that like, oh, we'll make forums, and then maybe some like really bored nerd will feel like answering people's questions, and I'm just like, guys, I spent like $80 on this.
Games are expensive here. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, the game is expensive, but I mean, even if you paid what 60 US or whatever you guys pay, or wherever you are, like, please, give me an email address with someone who knows something. Yeah. Honestly, really totally disappointing. Agree. I think some of the worst customer service I've always had from game companies. So I'm hoping that someone out there will go to the CEO of Activision, who probably doesn't give a F about games, and maybe explain to him that customer service is a good thing. Sorry, that's my rant.
Hey, that's why our customer service is so good.
Yeah, that's why we have very good customer service. We understand that people want to talk to someone and get an answer.
That's right.
Not just like, oh, please go to a forum. Can you imagine if we just sent
every... Please go to HobbyLink TV blog.
Yeah, go to our blog, and maybe one of our customers who's bored will start answering your questions like, please.
I feel it's your rage.
And the worst thing is Activision make like $1 billion every time they drop a COD game.
Yeah.
And that you see the ads that cost like hundreds of millions of bucks where they get famous actors to show up in them. And first you're like, well, this game is not like that ad. But like, couldn't you have spent that on customer service, please?
No, because it's all about selling the game first.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we got you now, you bought the game.
Afterwards. That's what got to me. That's why I was playing back.
And PC, low textures, guys, come on. It's time to do better. But anyway.
PlayStation 4 port.
So don't buy it, just to spite them. Teach them a lesson.
So, yeah, can we get happy again after that? I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going around here. See. All right, so now you feel good getting that off your chest.
Well, isn't that what the internet's for? To just like rage.
Yeah, and we can feel your burning rage in the form of.
Just hope Activision feels it.
Yeah.
Somewhere really painful.
Their wallet. That's the only thing they care about. So, if you remember, Ryan, the build Burning Gundam.
Yes, I do. It
was really cool in that the way they designed the torso for these poses, because it's made to like do its kung fu moves, right? And you get all the parts that you need to make his flame effects. So you get all that. He's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah.
You're gonna punch Activision right in the face. Yeah. Okay.
Well, them and Steam. Like Steam also wouldn't allow me to get near customer service. Which is send me to a forum.
Yeah.
And then they have the gall the gall to send me like an email, ask me for a customer service rating.
Yeah.
I'm
How
like,
did you like that experience?
yeah, I'm like, where was the customer service, guys? Like, I didn't experience it yet.
Please give me your address so I can bring it.
So if you own stock in Activision, please sell it, because they only care about their
Or just go to the
stockholders.
shareholders meeting.
Yeah. Talk to your mom and dad
tell
if they
them what Ryan
own
said.
shares. Yeah.
Okay.
My opinion matters.
I got one more. Are you ready for it?
Oh
Ryan?
yeah, sorry.
I got one more. I was thinking today about those mystery kits, right, that we'll see at the Gunpla Expo, and I remembered the ones that we saw last year. So we've got from Build Fighters, we've got the High New Gundam V-Rave. Now, when I was in Canada way back when, last year, we had Lindsay come on the show because she made that.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I was there with her
yeah,
on that episode.
you and Lindsay did that episode.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
what I've done is I've kept all the parts together. So you're going to get the V-Rave and you're going to get that accessory pack as well, and you'll be able to kind of do them all up. Like
So this
Lindsay
was
did.
built. The kit wasn't built by Lindsay, but
No, Lindsay built everything.
Wow,
Yeah,
so
she
this
built
is a
this as well.
Lindsay original.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, not an original. Hand built by
Lindsay
Lindsay.
production.
There might be cat fur in there.
Maybe. Maybe. I don't think there's any blonde strands of hair. But I'll leave them in there if you want. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So
I should remind
you
people.
should. People. How can they win, right?
Okay, you need to go to episode 188 on hobbylink.tv and leave
Yep.
your comment there to stand a reasonably good chance of winning.
That's right.
But please feel free to comment on YouTube. And do I need to say my usual spiel?
You probably should.
Okay. Well, we're brought to you by HLJ.com, HobbyLink Japan. Please buy your kits from us.
Yep.
Keep us going.
Support the cause.
Support the cause.
Yes, and they can find us on.
I'm trying to figure out what's with EA or Activision. I'm really on the fence here. But anyway, yes, you can find us on HobbyLink TV, on the blog. We have fantastic groups, Facebook, Twitter, Reddit.
Yeah.
Even on Reddit.
I know.
You can rage to Activision on Reddit.
You seem mighty distracted today, Ryan.
I'm just
Isn't
thinking
it enough
about
to
it.
get in the game and blast some anonymous people in the head? I was,
It's not. Look, it's not that it's in Japanese. Like, there's enough katakana there that, and it's a shooter, so you don't really need to know what's going on. It's just the total lack of response from a company you just gave $80 to.
Yeah.
That's just mind blowing.
Yeah.
And the worst thing is we all seem to accept it because they sell hundreds of millions of these games. But so anyway, but yeah. You can leave us comments and questions, and you can contact our customer service, and we will get back to you.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's what
we
do.
have great customer support.
That's right.
At support@hlj.com.
Yep. Or trouble.
So
at
yeah,
HJ.
trouble.
Questions at
There's a
HJ.com.
number of them. floating
We've put
around.
in more than enough email addresses. People have ways to get a hold of
Yeah.
us. That's the point. Like, get a
Absolutely.
hold of us. So.
But yeah, that's all I need to say. So.
Okay. So next time you see us, I'll be standing in the really noisy Bandai booth, talking about the newest whatever it is, because I don't even know what it is.
And
yet.
also, we'll see how they'll have the competition there, won't they?
Yeah, the Gundam Builders World Cup.
Yeah, we'll try to show some
I think
very
they'll have
hot
the
kits.
Japanese entries there, or we might get to vote again. So it'd be cool. I'm down with it because we gotta see some.
I just
surprise.
love seeing those kits, like when people go full out. And
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Japanese modelers are crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the levels like
Yeah.
up there. It's like, how would you take something that small and make it so elaborate?
Or when they take kits and just make them something else, and
Yeah.
you're like, what?
Yeah,
Anyway.
it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so a reminder to everybody who's waiting for that episode. We're going down on Friday, November the 20th. I believe that's the day, and we hope to have the episode up that evening. So we're basically going to film it. I'm going to be editing on a train, and we're going to be uploading when we get on the Wi-Fi.
Hot off
and
the
then
press.
Hot off the press.
Out of the press.
And if you can't wait till Friday night for the videos, then just watch our Facebook.
Yeah,
Because we'll have all
Facebook
the
and
pictures.
Twitter,
Yeah.
we'll post the really hot stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So there
keep
you
an
go.
eye on that.
So there you go, and then we'll get back in the show after, and we'll
Cool.
have lots to talk about. Okay.
Yep.
All right. See you later.
See you guys.